Hey again. Um, Today I'm going to continue talking about the software development practices that keep me very perplexed. Um, let's say we have a new project, we're building a new product, and we have assembled a team. Then we create a initial empty repository or repo, and let's say we call it Acme XYZ, whatever, doesn't matter. And now I'm observing how the team works. Suppose we say, for argument's sake, we have 5 member team. There's 5 people in the team. Next thing you know, every person on the team is going to clone that repository, which means they're going to make a snapshot or a copy from the repository and store it somewhere on their local machine, their local environment. So right there, we see something odd, which is we now have actually potentially five versions of the same product. Because each and every member, when they create their local copy, now they can go in and mess with it. And the point here is that is kind of strange to me is they mess with it in isolation. Uh, they can make some changes, they can, you know, do something to it that no one else knows because they have squirreled it away. They have uh, created their own private copy. Now, to make things even worse, when you observe how developers typically work today, not only will they be making changes in their local copy of the actual product, but they will also, within that local copy, they will create a local branch, which is now doubly removed. So now they're creating a double private kind of little world where they are making changes. Really, why is that? You gotta think. Basically, it's almost like people are doing things in secrecy. People don't feel confident or comfortable doing it out in the team's eye, but they want to go away into their own cubicle or their own studio, their own cubbyhole, and kind of turn their back and like, don't look at me, and then doing something in secrecy. And then after a while, they can get to the point and say, okay, now I'm done, and I want to put my changes back into the real repo. So now, if you think about it, we have going in parallel 5 different versions of the product. That is really weird. Now imagine if we have a team of 10 people, team of 15 people, 20, 30. Now all of a sudden we are juggling. We have a one product, but we are juggling number of potentially different versions, and it's very hard to know where this thing is going. So to normalize that or to create a unified view, we need to do a lot of work. And now we're putting work on top of the team. No wonder things are going really slow and things are crawling because, if 5 people have made some changes and now obviously as you're making changes, there's a big possibility that people will be actually stepping on each other's toes. People will be changing the same area and having different ideas how to change it. That's to be expected. But if we are working in isolation, we don't realize that we are stepping on anyone's toes, nor do other people realize they're stepping on our toes. But that's very unproductive and very disheartening because later, when we decide, okay, let's go back and snap it back to the upstream repository, then we learn that our changes have broken something and they're clashing. They call it merge conflicts. We call it merge conflicts. Why do we do that? Why don't we make changes in such a way that our changes are visible to everyone in the team? Yes, but people say, yeah, but if you do that, then you'll break somebody else's. Yes, that's the whole point. Make the breakage visible right away, the moment you break it. That way you save yourself days, sometimes weeks or even months of chasing your own tail and figure out what went wrong. So really, I think uh, software developer, they need to go back to working as a team and making changes out in the open, not hiding them away. And because sometimes these branches can be live for days, sometimes weeks, even months. I've seen situations where the branches were living for years, and nobody knows about them. Just they're in the privacy of the person's little fiefdom, and that is really counterproductive. It doesn't make much sense, right? So we need to, and people say, well, that's how the system is set. Well, just because the system is not set optimally, it doesn't mean that's it. We just forever and ever we're stuck on this lousy system. No, we are engineers. We can re-engineer the system. We can make it better. We can optimize it. And at this point, we are realizing that having those branches and hiding away and working in secrecy is the worst possible way to develop software. So let's start cracking. Let's go back and start working together. If need be, let's re-engineer the process, the system. Let's make it work in such a way that all the changes are immediately visible to everybody on the team. I am perplexed. Why are we not doing it already? This is flabbergasting to me. And of course, everybody's going to say, well, that's how we always did it. But that's not a winning argument. I'm not buying that argument. So let's think about it and start working on avoiding such incredible waste with all these branches and pull requests and merge conflicts and blah, blah, blah. That's just counterproductive. Okay, until next time, I'll leave you to think about it, and I wish you a very nice and pleasant evening. Bye.